Okay, what do you want? What are you guys doing here? No. Episode 85? How the hell we made it here? Episode 85. I definitely need to work on the intro. We are just... kill the views right at the beginning. Just run them all off with annoying sirens and flashing lights. And a consistent is always Chainsaw Man. So, Ground Pounder knows you gotta have a mascot. What up, Dano? Dan K. We got Super Shay. What's up, man? GP. Well, yeah, it just blows my mind. I'm trying to do this out here. It's miserable. It's stupid, humid, and hot. So we're gonna try, but I'm already getting hot out here. There's like this fan like directly on me. Ah, that's nice. Okay. So we're just going right into it. PSA for the week. So we do a public service announcement every week. Oh, also, this channel, this series of live feeds, is just, I mean, YouTube's gotten out of control. Someone's got to whip things back in order. There's like channels doing TikTok dances and stuff. Like, this stuff has to. It's been brutal for you. Is that Dirt Digger? Dirt Digger Dan? Man, we got a lot of Dans. We are danning it up over here. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, it's stinking humid. But, the room just seems blah. I'm out here with all my chainsaws and stuff and tools. And yeah. I pulled an old set of hedge trimmers. Actually, I have another set sitting right over there. But they haven't started in like a year and a half, and of course I wanted to do that before I started the live feed, and they've been sitting out in the my carport garage, and just gelled up nasty, but I got it running, which is always crazy. So, I gotta shout these people out, always. So I don't do this by myself. I have fellow officers that also help. It would be impossible for me to do all this on my own. So let me shout them out. They work their ass off. You got at In the Trees, William Moxie, Low Impact Forestry, Ground Pounder, J306, Super Shay, 5 Chris 5, Chris Beckett, James R, Buck Yeah Saws, and Buckwheat. So, I believe Ground Pounder may have got I think he may have just got a raise. I don't, he's lieutenant now. I don't know. I have to look in the paperwork. They send us our announcements out through email per week, so we'll see what I get. I'll let you know. I'll keep you informed, okay? So, yeah, PSA for the week. What is the public service announcement? I hate to do this. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't hate to do it. I enjoy it. So this has to change. It's getting out of control. It aggravates me every single time, and you should be embarrassed if you do this. Okay? What up, Tim? But yeah, I'm telling, dude, those are officers. You better show some respect. Yeah, there's some people out there that actually enjoy the content, it sounds like, or just are really cool and support the channel, because YouTube ain't doing squat for me. So if I was to make $1 doing this, it would definitely only be through members, because I'm purposely not putting out the content that's going to go viral or do a bunch of views. I don't think I could do that if I tried anyway. So I'm not saying like, oh, I could do it. No, I can't. But I'm not trying to either. I just don't want that. So, what's the public service announcement? Do this correct. Stop. Freeze. Like, don't move and don't do this anymore. Stop renaming tools or techniques that already have a name because you're too lazy to research the correct name. I am beyond sick of seeing someone say, I call it that. I don't give a damn what you call it. How about if you tell me what the real name is? That's really cool that you can rename things on your... What up, G? Greg Brown's here. That's my guy. You can stop renaming shit. Just stop it. It's lame as hell. Red Box Club for life. Hell yeah. I don't like it. I'm over it. It's gotta stop. And I tell you what, because of this, I hate to step on, like, you know how reporters say, I don't want to step on the story where you give the plot away. I'm coming up here. We're going to do an experiment. And I'm going to try to change the name of something that I have a very strong belief in and have backed and supported and just publicized as much as possible. I love Riggin' Rings. But I'm going to change the name. Since everybody else is doing it, I'm doing it. And I'm going to make it embarrassing to say, too. So, stop renaming shit. You want to name something? Like, give birth to something? Create something? Or make it up yourself. Stop. What up, Fred? How you been, brother? That's Red Box Club for life. Dude. Come on. Get with it, Tim. Get with it, Tim. You know what I thought was funny? Since you I was watching your video. I was policing your content, really, is what I was doing. And that kid, little girl, it sounded like, that said Timber. I don't know why. You should have named your channel, you should have made your last name as Burr. And your first name's Tim. And your channel, like, people have to call you Tim Burr. That's sick. So, and it sounds like there's 900 veterans tree service too. So how about you're Tim Burr from now on? Or actually, I have a nickname for you coming up. All right, first violator. Let's do it. Guilty of treason. We're just gonna start there. I feel disrespected. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yeah, I know, Tim. I'm clever, creative. I'm in my prime. I'm spry. I'm young. And I feel like I've been disrespected by Guilty of Treason in this very video that I'm about to talk about. I feel like he called me old. I don't like that. It's not... Dude, I'm in my prime. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm strong and youthful and, like, full of energy. So I just don't like it. I don't, but, okay. Guilty of Treason's video this week was called The Backyard Beast. This tricky tree was hard to finish. Part 2. So, that's lame. You're tubing too hard. You get one title. Do you not know? Okay, when you create something, you write a book, they're like, here, put 2 titles. No, they don't. You don't put 2 titles on the book. So when you make a video, when you go to the movie store, is it this big, long... It's not... It's very simple. You ever been to Blockbuster? Because that's kind of what this is. It shouldn't exist anymore. Just like Blockbuster does. So, knock it off. You get one title, dude. One, like, it's like a movie. when you go to the movies, if they wouldn't play your movie at the theater because too many damn letters. Like, they don't even want to, they couldn't go on the screen. I've been to the thing. You know where they have the display where it says, like, viewing tonight and it shows you the movies? I think it's only maybe once or twice in my life have I went there and there was too many words to fit on it and it looked dumb. So stop. Well, Chale, maybe? It's really hard to read. The letter's white on white. The background's white. Yeah, the sheriff. So, yeah, he's tubing too hard for that. I don't like that. He needs to change that. But this is part 2 this week. So, on this day, they're removing what was left of this gnarly fir tree, I think. It's probably like maybe 100-foot stem that's left. And still, the drop zone, for some reason, didn't get any bigger. So it's still like no drop zone. And the video starts, and Jacob says, it's a day or 2 later. And he's like, we didn't come back and do this yesterday. We did a different job because Isaac got sick. And that instantly was like, okay. And he's like, I don't want to do this job without enough people. So, at first I'm thinking, probably not that bad. You guys could have done it. But this one, the equipment access was not there. So having all the equipment in the world doesn't work. Luckily, Randy has his little Toro, and it fits in tight spots and is a really good little, like, dingo. So he's using that. They can't use the crane. All they got left is this big stem, and I can't remember who climbed the stem originally. Was it Jacob? It may have been. I think it was. I think it was Jacob that climbed and stripped the whole stem out, took the top out. So, I think in the last week he was saying that they're going to block the tree down. That's the plan, is to go ahead and block it down. They went too big with those pieces. Yeah. Chief is asking, sir. Oh, you're sure? Oh, no. Oh, I about like blocked one of you guys. My bad. I'm gonna stop messing with it. So, what was that? What's the crane? Where's the crane? I don't know. They couldn't reach it or something. I don't really know why they didn't use a crane, but all they got left is this stem, and Isaac is the one that's going to end up going up. I think in the last week he was saying that they were just going to block it down, but he instead decided to send Isaac up to rig down negative rig pieces off the spar. Now, my personal opinion, Luxant. Where are you? No, what did the guy say last week? What did I get called last week? Tom Green? Yeah, he said Tom Green's looking rough. That was funny. So, and what was the other one? Someone said, damn, Wrangle Stars really went downhill. That really hit me deep and angered me, but I think it was funny. It's just, I really didn't like it. So, no, I'm not talking about Tom Green no more. That guy he was funny last week. He just came in, trolled really quick, and then ran out, and I like that. That's funny. So he sends Isaac up this stem. This is my personal opinion. I think that's probably possibly the hardest part of tree work. And trickiest, most, like, technical, takes the most knowledge to rig on a single stem and negative rig chunks off. So he sent Isaac up, which says a lot about where Jake sees Isaac, which is cool. What do you do? I hate that you guys are laughing like that. It's not that funny. Yeah, it wasn't that. It was funny. God dang it! I hated it. It took like 2 hours later after the live feed before I was like, I finally laughed, and I'm like, yeah, that guy was kind of funny. But I hope he doesn't. Oh, I don't like that. Let's not do that no more. So he sends Isaac up, and Isaac is going to negative rig chunks off the spar. I feel like the reason he sent Isaac up is last week he caught my top 5 list, and he's seen where Isaac was kind of at on the list. He respected how Randy is above, like, #1 on the OG list, and OG means you can do it if you want, but if you don't feel like it, you shouldn't have to. So, like, Randy didn't have to, so he sends Isaac, because next highest ranking guy on the crew, right there, so sends Isaac up there. I think I did some new emojis for you guys, too, last couple weeks ago. That's the hardest part, in my opinion, no matter what, and I was kind of stoked to see Isaac get to do that part, and so he sends him up, and Isaac actually rigged some big logs off that. I don't even know personally if I would have went that big doing it, but, like, I love his confidence, and just, he can't make a face cut. It was, like, for nothing, but don't, like, I won't hold that against him. But he's good. And here's the tricky part about this tree. They have such, like, no drop zone that the guy who's running the rigging line is forced to be in the drop zone. So when you're negative rigging off of a spar, there's potential for, you know, the rigging point to fail, the rope to break, and you don't want to be in that certain circle there. So a lot of times, I'll always have my guy get off away from the bollard. The other reason for that is, like, if a loop was to catch onto his hand, he has longer to run towards the bollard to get his hand out before it sucks it through there and rips your fingers off. So, always, if you're the guy running the rope, try to get back away from the bollard, out of that danger zone. But in this one, they didn't really have a choice. Also, they had some evergreen limbs above them, so, like, Jacob was running the ropes, and he could barely see from what, like, when it showed his view, he's guessing when the impact's going to happen. And they decide to use the Stein. So, sends Isaac up. Basically, he's the lead climber on the crew, which I'd be pretty proud of, especially when you're on a crew with Randy and Jacob. So, that's pretty sick. I don't have a whole lot of notes on how the rigging. Isaac dominated the negative rig. It was sick. He did a hell of a job. He definitely didn't go small with the pieces, and he got her done. But, and I have wrote down without crying once. I think I offended Jacob at the end of the video. He touches on it, and dang it, I cry too. Okay, Jacob. And I just want you to know, I cry too. I just don't, I edit it out, because I don't want people to think I'm tough and cool. So, I cry too. I feel vulnerable and, like, safe around you guys, so I tell you secrets and stuff, so. They could have rigged down a few more before making cookies. I think Jacob made the call because it was getting close, and that stretch and how far the pulley is dropping down, and, like, you could, if you perfectly get that impact on the back of the log, but the problem with that little building being butted up against it, if it was to skip on the impact, or, like, be a little short, it's going through the roof and just causing, I understand why he did it. I agree. I think what he should have done is just had Isaac send a couple smaller chunks, even if he ripped them. Rip them in half, like rip down the log, take chunks, boom, 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 boom. if they're shaped like that, they're not going to roll and flip as bad too. So I don't know. But I see what you're saying though, Tim. So they use the Stein, and I don't like it. Let me show you something here. So this is what we call the shit, okay? I believe they call it the number 2. So I want you to notice something. It's not set off all weird to the side. I don't even know why Stein did that. They took their bollard and they turned it, and the pins are going like this. I don't like that. I think it looks silly as hell. I feel like you need to tighten it and get a quarter turn or an eighth of a turn or something. It don't look right, okay? Dude, I don't doubt that. Hey, there's levels to this shit, Tim. You'll get there one day, brother. You'll get there. So they use the Stein, and I just don't like it. My main reason that I don't like it is that it's offset. I don't know what the purpose is for that. But the one thing that's really nice about this is the fair leads. So where the rope comes down, you put it into the system here. It has an entrance point, so it's not going to exit and loop over itself. These things keep shit like that from happening. So you may have, if you're negative rigging, you may have the rope tight, okay? But when the piece drops into the system, slack goes into the rope, and if the rope's coming in from over here, it drops a big loop into the rope here. And that loop can get stuck on the stuff. That's what kept happening to them. I don't know if Jacob realized that's what was happening, because it doesn't seem like I felt like he just thought it was just happened or was luck each time. I don't really know, because it multiple times with theirs that's set off to the side and it's just a hunk of metal, doesn't have fair leads up here. It kept grabbing a hold of right here where they had the ratchet straps in. They were strapping from the inside, so the hooks were out here. And the rope kept popping out here and going through the hook and getting wrapped onto it, and then it was overlapping itself on his wraps here. So I don't like the offsetness, but I could work with that. The fair leads, and I want to show you why that is. They help a lot. I could do it with this little rope. I don't need that much rope. So these help a lot. This is one of the main things that I tell anybody when they first use this is, depending on where the rope is coming from, will decide what side of the device that you're going to use. So if the rope's coming from over here, I'm going to put it on this side. If it was coming over from the other direction, I would use this side. Now what would happen if I use this side over here and I went around on the back side here? Well, because the rope going here, it could go back out. It can travel back out the fair lead hole. So, depending on where the rope's coming from, will decide which side of the bollard you use. I think some people just think you just choose which side to use. No, that's not the way it works. Because, like I said, if I was to go over here and go around the first pin here, as it dropped into there, that could come out. And you don't want that. That's when stuff starts to get all crossed up and everything. So, I wouldn't use that side. I would use this side. And then, no matter what, it's held in here with this. It could drop a bunch of weight into it, and it's not going to come off. The pins, I think, may be longer here than on the Stein. Maybe they're the same length, but I like the long pins. You take as many wraps as you need, and then you can lock it off if need be. So, I just don't like how the Stein is cockeyed and it doesn't have these fair leads up here, because that kept happening to them repeatedly, where it kept getting overlapped and stuff, and that just doesn't happen. The way you use a bollard, you go into the fair lead, depending on which direction the rope's coming from. Like, say if I turn the bollard the other way for you guys, I would come in from the other side now, okay? I would come in from over here and always go in and behind this back pin. That's what puts it in initially. And then I try to always, if I don't need that, I'll just go, you know, I try not to just go against just the bottom pin. But there is like a full rep. There would be like a half, well, no, yeah, that's like a half rep. I don't do half reps very often. Or you just bring it over to that side and you would run it from over there. But I don't like, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. I've had that happen before using the wrong side on this, and it'll jump out and stuff. But that shouldn't happen. And it happened to them repeatedly. So they should stop using the Stein, straighten the damn thing up, put some fair leads on it, and make it work right. It's probable. Okay, so that kept happening. I don't like the Stein. Doesn't have the fair leads. So when a piece, okay, yeah, it kept snagging the hooks. The danger zone where the rope tender had to be, another big no-no. Like, that's reckless activity. But sometimes it's what you have to do. They didn't have anywhere else to go. So Isaac did a hell of a job. Randy worked the ground and had help from the cameraman, Big Flav. They dominated the ground. Those guys kicked ass. Moving wood and stuff like that is a pain in the ass. It sucks. But they killed it. They did a hell of a job. So they get it. Isaac gets it down to like I think I said maybe it was 30 foot. A 30-foot stem. Then he gets down. Jacob goes up. And apparently at some point in the chunking down, Jacob starts to get the cramps. His ovaries were hurting him. It's probably his cycle, but it happens like it happens with my wife and stuff. Like she starts, you get pain, and it's just, it's just that time. So he was complaining, or actually I'm going to say he was crying about his ovaries hurting. And he says to Isaac at one point that he finds it ridiculous when people compare climbers, like one to the other. And when someone says they're the best, or I don't care. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I've had, how many guys I've had tell me that they're the best? You know what my response is? That's awesome. You couldn't lace my boots though. So, you should feel like that. It doesn't bother me. I don't think it's ridiculous when a guy thinks he's the best. I kind of think it's funny. So, I don't know. I feel like Jacob got in his feelings. Like, they get emotional that time of the month. When that stuff happens, my wife's a little more reckless with her emotions, and like she gets mad easier and upset, and maybe cry easier and stuff. So I feel like he was just in his feelings, and he just wasn't. He was like starting to feel old. And hey, dude, we all have rough days. It'll pass. You'll be good, and like, cramps will go away. But honestly, like, all bullshit aside, dude, maybe you should go get checked. Make sure, like, you're not pregnant. I'm just looking out for you. No, but a hernia is not anything to play around with. So, if I'm giving my honest opinion of Jacob, the fact that he was on his menstrual cycle and still used the 880 was good for him. I thought it was sick. I thought it was awesome. I couldn't believe it. I mean, he was getting it done. He was getting it done. And I would love to say he was getting it done and he wasn't complaining. But I can't. I can't do that. You know, they did a hell of a job. They blocked this thing down. Didn't manage to bust anything. Just a piece rolling off of a root flare is enough to destroy the fence and stuff. But they killed it. They did a hell of a job. The team together dominated that thing. And shout out to them. They just did good. It was nice to see them dominate something that required just skill and not just a bunch of mechanical tools or, you know, machinery that anyone that could learn to operate it could do what you do. This just took a bit of your back, your brains, and your skills, and your balls. Like, but, you know, I don't say that to Jacob. You don't talk to, well, you know, I don't know. At the end of the video, he brings me up, and I'm like, he's giving me a shout out. I thought he was gonna be like, everyone should go subscribe to his channel. And I'm like, I'm waiting for it. He's like, StihlBorn. I watch this guy's videos, StihlBorn, and I'm like, so here it comes. I'm about to blow up. And then all of a sudden he's like, and that guy says that I cry and try to sell you guys stuff. And I was like, oh shit. But that's facts, man. That's facts. I think he even says it's facts. So, like, you can't get mad at me over that. Give me my shout out now. Put a link to my channel in your description right now. Right now. But I don't think he liked it. And I don't like... That sucks. And then I feel like he kind of sneak dissed me at the end and called me old. I don't like that either. So... I hit him with some straight facts, you know, where I was like, you cry a lot. And you're like, about everything. I'm more of a, I broke my ribs last week. If I've been putting a bunch of posts out talking about how I can't do nothing, move, and this, no, I suck it up. I dealt with it. I may have said last week at one point during a live feed, or maybe it was the week before. I can't even remember anymore. I have my chest, where my ribs all broke when I fell, they re-broke. I leaned across the railing of a lift with the 660, or the 362. I'm trying to make the story better. It was an 880. It was two 880s actually, but I was using my 362. It got caught in the cut on a log, and it tried to. I made the snap cut wrong. Got the tip into there, and I shouldn't have, and it took it. And I refused to let it go, so it pulled me across the railing. And about the time I jiggled, like I yanked the saw out of the cut, I heard, like it sounded like if you took a dry stick and busted it over your knee, just pop. It was so loud, and yeah. But suck it up, Buttercup. You can't always tell the world about all your problems unless you're looking for... I don't want no sympathy. That's the reason, so... Oh, he's got a Snickers? Yeah. Everybody cries. Yeah, everybody cries. I don't. I just told you I cried though, huh? Yeah. I cried too. But did you call me old, Jacob? I need to know that. So, there is a ticket pending. If you called me old, you're definitely getting a ticket. 1,000%. If you didn't, I'm still waiting for you to link my channel and make my channel blow up like you did yours. You've done it 2 times. You're being stingy with the secret. He's got the secret to YouTube. Won't tell nobody. Ain't helping nobody. Just make my channel do that. Okay? I just want the monies. I don't even want the comments or the likes. I want the subscribers and I want the monies. And I want the monies. So I'll be waiting. That's everything's pending as of right now. So we're done with Jacob. We're done with Guilty of Treason. I think that's all they put out this week. But I had to send Lieutenant Ground Pounder out earlier today. And I believe there's live footage of him. I sent him out to go investigate Haskins Tree Service. So I've been hearing some things. They've been, you know, kicking some dirt up over there. I've ruffling some feathers, you know, doing some cuts, you know, making the chainsaw start, climbing the trees. Like, they're doing some stuff over there. This is what I'm hearing. So I sent GP over there, Lieutenant GP, on over there. I said, hey, check this out. Shut that shit down if it's not running right. Put them in line. Make sure everything's... From what I was told in his report, they seem like they're getting it done over there. I dig it. I like to see the younger guys, you know, getting her done. Yeah, I dig it. I remember starting out and having that fire in your belly. And I love it when a guy does that, like, it just, and goes for it. So, who's cutting them with Japanese sauce? What? $75? What? Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes Jacob embarrasses me with his TikTok brain. And he's like, because I like Jacob. I wouldn't cover Jacob and Guilty of Treason if I didn't like him. I've always enjoyed watching his videos. Some people don't. That's cool. I've always enjoyed it. Like, I back him 100%. But that doesn't mean, like, my little brother used to embarrass me sometimes too. He's like a TikTok brain a little bit. He's like, I think he's 6 years younger than me. So, I don't know. I feel like he needs to give me my respect. And I think he called me old. But we'll get to the bottom of that. But, yeah, Lieutenant Ground Pounder. I mean, he's in the comment. I think he'll tell you Haskins was getting her done. I think we had a slight violation at one point. But yeah, they were getting it done. I think maybe someone almost used a battery-powered saw, which is, we're done doing that, guys. Stop doing that. So next channel, LumberJoe. And this, I don't know how to feel about this one. Sometimes I think I like the heavyset guy, the bald heavyset guy with the blondish hair. I think I like that guy. He like reminds me of my cousin, and he's just like, seems like he works his ass off. I think I kind of like that dude. But then there's the other, like, little, like, tech dude. Like, I bet he went to school at, like, ITT Tech, and, like, he had a, what are where you got a little case where you put your pencils and stuff in. And it's got like a little calculator and stuff, like a pocket something. But basically, maybe he's a little dork. He's a dork. I've been dorky before. It's nothing, but it's okay. But, you know, sometimes some people aren't cool. Some people are just dorky. This guy's a little dorky. He puts out a video. I don't like when people try to rage bait me or make me comment for engagement, and they did some little sneaky trick on. Some of you guys need to know that people spell things wrong on purpose sometimes to get engagement. So they'll title their video and spell it wrong. Don't embarrass me, okay? All you guys, don't embarrass me. When you leave a comment, don't be the guy that's like, hey, it's spelled this way. He did that on purpose, damn it. Greg out of here? Ah, shit. Well, right on, Greg. Thanks for hanging out, brother. Or whoever's leaving. Thanks for hanging out. I think it's Greg. Shout out to Greg. He's the man. So, this kid, I just feel like a girl one time was like, I think that's hot when guys... And then he's like, I'm chainsaw guy. I can be a chainsaw guy. And so he's like, trying to be a chainsaw guy. But his video is called Calling All Chainsaw Experts. Will a loose air filter create carb problems? Question mark. Piston? Question mark. Ticket. Okay, listen here, you little turd. You're not writing an essay. This is called a title. And you get one sentence. That's it. Sometimes there's ways to do it and be creative. And you can, like, make a couple phrases. You can make, sometimes I let it slide. This is not acceptable. This is not right. There's like 3 titles here. There's 2 question marks. There's some semicolons. I don't like any of that. Fix it. So, tubing too hard. And he's engagement farming. That's his way of being like, I'm smarter than you. I don't like when people do this. He shows a chainsaw. He says, I got this. First of all, it's a damn Neotech. And he's like, I got this baby purring like a kitten. It was running so good the other day. And then, I don't know what, something happened. And he had to untwist this little knob. And now it don't work no more. And I'm like, oh my God. No. I hope if he sticks with tree work, I hope he goes back here in a few years and looks at the stuff that he did. And he's like, that's embarrassing. I wish I didn't do that. Artist Tim? What's up? Oh, no, hey, no need. So, fix it. Like, stop trying to, like, pretend like you're smarter and you're going to get me to leave this long, elaborate comment to show my dominance and expertise on chain. That's what he knows. So many guys are so ridiculous. And deep down, there's this insecurity that any opportunity they get to swing some knowledge around and make themselves feel smart, they can't help it. They have to do it. It's a must. They can't help themselves. So you talk about, oh, that's manly stuff. I know everything. So I'm sure he got a bunch of stupid comments. How? This is what don't make any sense to me. He says, I got this baby running real good. He said, I fixed it and made it run real good. He switched the spark plug out. Put a NGK spark plug in. Okay, maybe that did help a little bit. Maybe it's firing a little better. But then he says he had to check something. He took the air cover knob off and took the air cover. I don't even know why. I don't understand any of this. But it was a little loose and some air could get in there and a little sawdust maybe got in there. And he's like, and I blew it out with the air, and I think I blew it. He don't know what happened. He just knows his saw went from running great, and now I don't run. But I don't know. Put another NGK spark plug in it. Like, that was the answer last time, remember? When it was like, it was just this crappy Neotech that you had ordered, and it wasn't running very good, and then you just like, you got that magic spark plug, and you put it in there, and you twisted it, and you did the thing where you put the wire on there, and it was like, vun, 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 and it purred like a kid, and you fixed it. Get a new spark plug. Yeah. Yeah, Tape, I would have to agree. That's not good. Don't do that. I feel like you should have to do a drug test to get on the internet, if you want my opinion. Here, I'm going to do you a favor, brother. I got you. Okay? I'm going to fix the saw for you. You can take the video down and I'll send you this. It fixed it last time. So I'm sure this is it's magic. It's going to fix it again. And everything's going to be perfect. So take that video down, or don't even take it down. Fix the title. I don't like that title. That title sucks. Yeah. He just shows he wants to be experienced, I think, and he just doesn't have the experience. He kind of shows that in his videos on the regular, but then he'll admit that he's not a saw guy. So I don't even know how to take this dude. He's very different. It's entertaining though. So check out the channel. It's at LumberJoe. Yeah, and y'all, if you're looking for extra horsepower and to soup your saw up, maybe he says you just put it in there and it's like magic. Works makes it much more better. So you want to make your saw more better, get you an NGK. This is not a paid advertisement. Where are we at? Okay, Rion Rounds. Rion put out a couple videos. I'm only going over one of them. I think this is what happens when you use the damn cranes and you just pick the pieces out and everything's so perfect and nothing ever happens, and it's just like crane jobs turn into like where you practice counting. 1 pick, 2 pick. It's like Sesame Street when they chose you try to guess and what's the number for the week gonna be, or the day, and then they count it out. That's the crane job. They're just kind of boring to watch. But I say Rion probably does it as good as anybody though. So he put out a video, like magic, Monster Elm removed the safest way. He's got a big crane. He's good at using it. He's got good climbers. The Sam dude that climbs for him, he's good as hell. Sam is very, very skilled. If I'm being honest, he probably would have made my list of like my personal favorites and stuff. But like I feel like he don't want to be on a list. So I dig that too. Same, I just don't think he would care either way. So yeah, they did a hell of a job. They did the cuts, made the brush, hauled it away, showed that they didn't tear nothing up. And Rion is so YouTuber with his outros and his intros now that it's funny to me. It's very funny. It's the typical YouTuber. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. It's like I liked it better when he was like, today's job. That's when I liked it. But I mean, to each their own. He's still getting it done. Next channel. This is that I'm digging where I don't even know what's happening, but Greg, I don't know if Greg left already. I think he did. Greg put out a video. The channel is at Greg Brown 9271. This is the guy that makes the bollards. So he's the man. Not only does he make the bollards, he makes the tethers, the aluminum tethers that I used to climb on nonstop for the rope wrench and the zigzag and stuff. So Greg is he's been probably one of the biggest supporters ever for my channel, and I just will forever be grateful to Greg. But Greg put out a video, and he has taken the bollard, he has shortened it a little bit, he's put an attachment at the bottom where another plate attaches, and there's a sailboat winch. So basically, turning this into a GRCS, that the bottom part can be removed or not used, and it doesn't get in the way. So I don't like how the GRCS, like, there is a certain bollard that you can switch out with the GRCS. It comes with a solid bollard, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have a GRCS. Just, for just being upfront, I have this. And because of that, I think the GRCS is stupid and overpriced. But I wish I had one. Kind of like a dump trailer. But Greg's making this attachment where another metal plated device attaches here at the bottom and held on with straps, and it puts a sailboat winch here, and it turns this basically into the GRCS. So I'm excited to see where he goes with it, what he ends up doing completely with it. And if you want to check it out, go check his channel out, which is Greg Brown 9271. So yeah, stoked to see how this all ends up. Greg's the man. Which isn't as much, What up, John Bob? So, what do you mean ground powder winch isn't as large? Were you talking to somebody else? Because I know Greg makes one with an attachable winch, but this is a new setup. I just seen him messing with it, where it's, the attachment points are so, like, it's so simple smart. The whole thing is like, he's such a genius with some of the things he does. It blows my mind. So go check him out, though. Alright, next channel, Drew T. This guy's new for me. And let's see, did we ticket him right off the bat? Okay, yeah, so his channel's called Drew T. The video's called My Tree Cutting is Endangering Myself and Others. I don't like that. I don't like your clickbaiting. His thumbnails are god-awful. They're crazy. And he just finds a way to word things to I don't know. People don't respect that anymore. When you clickbait them, they don't respect that. When you lie to them in the thumbnail and stuff, they don't respect it. That's a good way to just make someone mad and make them unsubscribe. Oh, I was late to this live feed, Tim, because I seen Chase Hooper got knocked out at the very last second of the first round by that Hernandez kid. So, yeah. First thing I'm doing when I finish up here, Tim, is you see, yeah, I know it's being pushed like crazy. It forced me to subscribe. He just kept shoving his channels in my face so many times. Like, I finally was like, okay, sure, YouTube, stop. I may have to. I have to check it out. Dirt Digger. BRB TV. Right tonight with him. But yeah, this dude's channel, I don't know. It's a weird video. He's showing comments from viewers, and the comments are all fairly nice, and like, they're correct. They're giving constructive criticism, or they're just being straightforward like, dude, you don't make any sense. So yeah, I don't understand his reason for this. Like, he says in his title, my tree cutting is endangering myself and others. And I watched the video, I did not get any of that from the video. I don't know what the dude's talking about, what he means. No one said anything about him endangering anything, and they just kind of shared a little bit of knowledge to tell him, like, hey, you're working harder than you have to. It basically was about notches. And people were trying to spit some game at him and talk about notches and stuff. So, Zachary here. What's up, Zach? John Bob, what's up, man? Dang, man. That sucks. So, yeah, I don't know about this dude. He also put out this stupid video where he's like, China is invading the tree industry. And it was like, I don't understand his humor either. Which, it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black to not understand his humor. Because most people don't understand mine either. They don't understand sarcasm. But, like, I don't know. You have to watch it. Like, I don't even know how to word it, because if I give my opinion on some of the stuff that I'm talking about and that he did, it's not going to make sense to you guys. That's how weird and off-putting, like, his titles are compared to his thumbnail. And, like, he made it sound like he's got a deal going with China to get a product. But it turns out, after all of this, he's testing this amazing... He bought a Badlands winch from Harbor Freight. And I just don't get it. I don't... maybe I'm not funny. I think sometimes I'm funny. But I guess I'm just not funny. But you can tell he takes all those comments when people say stuff to him. He's just stubborn. Like, maybe... you hit that point in your career where you know you're getting really, really good and that you are good. And then you just think, no one can tell you anything. I've been there, done that. Like, yeah, it happens. But, I'm embarrassed to think that I maybe acted in this way at one point too. So, yeah, I'm not saying any more about him. It just, I don't know. At the end of one of his videos, he says that he does a lot of stupid shit, basically, and that no one else should do what he does. So there, that's it. I hope he does something better, because, like, I'm done. I'm not. Okay, the channel's Drew T. So hopefully we pushed a little traffic his way, but that's kind of, the video's got to get better, because I'm about to unsubscribe. So yeah, check his channel out though. This next one, I was stoked on this. Dano Treeworks put out some videos this week. I was stoked on both of them. One of them was called Huge Pine Limbs, just a hangout video. It's just awesome to see Dano do content and put some of his stuff out. Some of my favorite videos Dano's put out. He does some of the most insane tree work, and like doesn't care to document it and get that credit. So like, show the dude some love. Go over, subscribe to his channel, and watch some really, really, really good climbing videos. And like, Dano is very skilled. One of my favorite climbers to watch. So, oh, and Dano, what is if Dano's in here, what saw are you using? Is that like a Johnson Red? Like a Dolmar? Or is it maybe Makita now? I couldn't tell what it was. It was kind of a little off, so I couldn't see it completely. Of course, it's got a Husqvarna bar on it. I don't know why you would do that to your saw if you don't like, you just don't like it, but yeah, I know it's not a Husqvarna. It looks kind of like a Johnson Red, which my dad used to have a couple insane Johnson Reds. I've used some really good Saxon Dolmar saws, but I think they were bought out by Makita. So yeah, Dano, if you get a chance, let me know what that damn saw is, because I was curious. It's red and black, so I don't know. Next channel, I tried to be nice this week. I wasn't gonna go with. I was gonna leave BBRS alone. Okay, Buck and Billy Ray Smith. I was gonna leave him alone. I feel like I've hurt his feelings. And There's no reason to, like, beat a dead horse. Like, what's the reason? It's not going to get up. It's not going to change. It's going to stay there and just stay dead. You think if you kick it enough times, it's going to wake up. So, I watched all of his videos, because I support. I watched all of them. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of them. I watched them all. Trying to see if Dano's here. I have some old school seals I inherited from my dad. That's sick. That's awesome. I love the older steel saws. So I won't even throw them away. My guy Jay 306. Jay's got my dream saw, which is a 440 or an 044. That's just the first saw that I remember when I was a little kid, my dad using, and yeah, it was sick. Alright, Buckin' Billy Ray. The video he put out this week was called, "If You Find One of These, Buy It." Alright, I told you I'm trying to be nice. I'm not trying to pick on him. But he did. You can't tell everybody to be kind, be nice, treat people good, and always. I don't know if anybody's catching any of this, but so often, Mr. Be kind, treat others better, be nice to people, is always finding the opportunity to talk shit on someone else. Happens all the time. You can't look down at people and say, don't look down at people. Like, that's weird, man. It's just weird. They're like square, the open. Yeah, I love it. The flatheads, they're just such a sick saw. But, so Billy finds the opportunity at the very beginning of his video to talk shit of another tree company around him. Like, he's so much better at pruning and trimming trees. He's not. He's absolutely not. I promise you that Billy did not learn any pruning skills out of actual literature from, arborists or from a school. He's cut some things and seen what happened and maybe found a couple things on the internet and integrated it into what he does. Now he thinks he's this amazing pruner who's above everyone else. Okay, so what he does when he prunes is he basically doesn't take anything. He leaves downward growing limbs growing horizontal that are under stress. I don't know if he understands proper pruning, but he will go and say other people, everyone else doesn't understand how to really prune. He's the only one. And you wonder why I call the guy a narcissist. Because how in the hell is the logger who lives out in the woods, who's never probably taken a tree climbing and pruning class in his life, how is he the marker for a great, like the best pruner? But you ask him, he's amazing. He's the best. So a big company around him did what looked to be like just a crown reduction on the height of the tree. They did a crown reduction. They messed up a little bit. They left some stubs where they probably should have took it a little lower. I could see what maybe they were, but you don't know what that tree looked like and why they did what they did. Here's the thing. Buckin goes there to talk shit. How bad they were. How shitty they are at climbing. How they're no good. And he had the opportunity to do the tree. He's like, look at this tree because it's in a graveyard. He said, they basically ruined this tree. That's disrespectful. That's just... I'm getting real heated talking about it. Well, you shouldn't get heated, dum-dum. Because you're the reason it's like that. This graveyard went to Buckin. They said, will you prune this tree? You want to know what he said? My butt hurts. I can't right now. So you know what they did? They went and got someone else to do it. You said you couldn't do it. Okay? Couldn't do it. So they went with someone else. So then you don't like the outcome, and then you go there to talk shit. At least they could do it. You couldn't. So, well, like, that don't make any sense to me. If you wanted it to look different, do it your damn self. But talking shit on someone after they did something you couldn't do. I don't care how young you think you feel right now, and how strong you think you feel right now, and how blind to everything outside of your own thoughts you are right now. You couldn't do it. So you don't have the right to sit there and talk shit on the guy that could do it, okay? This is lame. This is weirdo activity. It's insane. You didn't need to put this in your video. So when he pulls up and points at the tree to tell us about this tree, he makes it a point to go there, to this graveyard, to look at this tree, to talk shit on these people, and make sure that his whole audience sees how he's better than this other guy, or this other company. You're lame as hell. That's what you are. So he goes there, makes Captain Gimbal, dun, 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 Luke, hold his camera for him, and he talks shit for a while. You made that tree. It's your fault. So when you say, oh, just looking at it gets me heated, that's your fault. That is your fault. I hope if he gets nothing from anything I've ever said before, it's your fault, okay? He's an American? I don't know about all that. I thought he was a Canadian, eh? I don't know. I don't really care. Like, I don't think he lives in America, does he? Thought he lived in Canada. Like BC. Maybe I'm wrong. You can't talk shit on the guy who did what you couldn't. Here's what he preferred to happen. No one should touch the tree. And he talks about what these guys did was disrespectful because the tree don't look the way he wanted it to look. So what was they supposed to do, Buckin? Mr. Billy Ray? Was they supposed to, while you were sitting at home with your thumb up your ass? Okay, maybe I don't word things the best. That was inappropriate. Sorry. But while you were sitting at home with your thumb up your ass, that tree was going to break and destroy a family member's tombstone where they are buried. So, instead of allowing someone's tombstone and their death marker to be destroyed, these other gentlemen came in and said, we can do what sucking Billy Ray can't do, okay? I have no problem with Buckin other than when he talks shit on other people or he's a complete narcissist. Which, it's 50-50. Just don't, there's no reason for you to put any of this into your video. He didn't title his video about these guys, but he had to put it in there. The thumbnail didn't have nothing to do with these guys and what they did. But the intro and the beginning of the video is that. He exits the video still talking about it, and in the middle he throws some stupid McCullough chainsaws where he cuts some firewood. You know how exhausting it is to watch your videos? Like, it's only so long I can watch somebody cut firewood. But I watch, I want to support, I like the message of being kind to people. I think you should be nice to people. I'm only not nice to people that I feel like aren't nice to others. So when you're talking shit on these other guys, I think you think it's okay because they're a big company. That big company pays a lot of individuals and supports a lot of families. So you talking shit on them, it's lame. It's weirdo activity. And I'll stick to that till the day I die. I don't understand it. Don't make no sense. So I'm going to have to hit him with a ticket for being lame, for the weirdo activity, being a straight hater, and trying to pretend like you're not is the worst part. So you I don't know. I don't know. It blows my mind how his crowd and his supporters are so blind to it that they're like, "You're so amazing. Your love for trees inspires me." What? That's what you got out of that? That's what you got out of... He cut some trees up into little pieces for some firewood. And he talks shit on another guy who cuts trees. And what you got out of the whole video is your love for... I can't. These people aren't real. You guys aren't real. That's not real. It can't be real. So, I don't know, man. I'm trying to keep supporting, but you guys, I just don't... Like, if I was hanging out in a Buck and Billy Ray Smith, like, video with all of his fans, and, like, I would be there, and I would feel like there would be a target, like a blinking light on my head that says, "Not fake," and I would stick out like a sore thumb. So, I don't know. I don't know. If I don't like you, I'll tell you. Straight to your face. I got no problems with it. Being fake is disgusting to me. Like, but hey, whatever. I hope it... I don't want to see anything bad happen to him, his channel, like, none of that. I just don't like when he takes the opportunity to trash someone else. If he can say that he doesn't, but go back and look at my live feeds. I've only been discussing this for a few weeks, and every week there's a new person. Just because he don't say your name doesn't mean he's not talking shit on you. From the guy who says, treat people like you want to be treated, like, be kind to everybody, work hard. Those guys who did that job, I'm sure they worked hard. They worked harder than you because your ass wouldn't get off the couch to go do it. So, yeah. Whatever. He's lame for doing what he did here in this video. But he's got some McCullough chainsaws, and they make the cuts and do the cuts real good. You want to see him do the cuts and make the firewood, you guys can go over there and check it out. Next channel. Dano Treeworks hit us. Okay, he hit us with another video. Red hickory removal. Hangout video. Dano dominated. Again. Gnarly rigging in this video. Dano's just the man. But he ruined his whole video. Using, I don't know if he realizes those saws are for females. Battery powered saws, those are for the ladies. You guys gotta stop using them. That's for girls. You go pee in the girls' bathroom, then don't use a battery powered saw. Those are for the ladies. I don't know if guys realize this. It's like you showed up to work and you're wearing your wife's jeans. That's not cool. You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. Yeah. Just don't do it. It's not good. I don't like. Yeah, they're for girls. I don't know if you guys, nobody knows that. I thought you knew this. But yeah, check Dano out. He's the man. Okay, this guy, Woodroy TV. I like this guy, I think. But then because I feel like he's a country boy. A Canadian country boy, though. So maybe that's where the disconnect is. And the weird activity and the clickbaitiness and I don't know. He puts out a video. The channel, again, is called Woodroy TV. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't think most people even realize that. You definitely, if there's a men's bathroom and you're a guy, you should go to that one. That's why, okay, I understand if that's the only thing you got, okay? But I know you guys are passing by the boy chainsaws, okay? You're passing by those, all of them, and you're picking up the girl one. So, dream car? I always wanted a, Model T. I really, really wanted one, made with some more modern things. I don't even need power. Power steering would be nice. I'm good with the roll-up windows and all that stuff, so. So, Woodroy TV, the video he puts out this week is called "This Tree Tried to Take Me Out. Crazy Whiplash." That's a lie. That's a damn lie. Like, and I'll get into it. The thumbnail has him at the top of a tree, and it says, "This hurt," real big on it. I don't know what the hell the guy's talking about. It hurt. Basically, he's going up this tree. It's a balsam. It has a little bit of a lane out towards the house. And he's leaving a shitload of stubs on his way up. And he's basically saying when he gets up here, he's going to have to rig these tops out. So, as he's going up, I'm like, damn, why are you leaving so many stubs? I get why a guy does that. It's a bit of security for the climber, because you think if you were to slip, your lanyard would catch those. But here's a good idea. Tie in twice, you fucking knucklehead. There's no reason not to. But, you know, we got these buckstrap warriors these days who just use just a buckstrap the whole time. And then you're forced to look like a dork and leave a bunch of stubs because you're scared you're going to slip. But then he gets to the top, and he's going to have to rig these tops out. For God's sake, I wish guys would just, you see someone else do it, and you're just like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I don't understand why everybody needs to copy everybody else. That would be sick. Yeah, that's a good alien. That's a really good one. Bronco, the old Bronco. Yeah, that'd be sick. So, or one of those, like, I don't know, like early 90s Silverados, the square bodied. My mom used to have one, which is crazy. I remember being a kid, my mom came home in a lifted truck. That's how you know what country. Where my mom came home with a brand new lifted truck, and as a kid, I legit thought it was a monster truck. Like, in my brain, it's like Bigfoot. So, yeah, that would be sick. Alright, Woodroy leaves these stubs, he gets up there, and he goes to rig. And here's the thing I'll never understand, guys. Okay, if you're rigging, and the tree's right here, okay? And so the piece has to come down here. Why the hell do guys go over to another tree and rig off of it, and have this weird rope angle that goes all the way out to the tree? Then when the piece comes down, they're way out here, and the piece comes. So then they wonder, why did my rope guy's not that good? You're putting him on a shit angle, first of all. And when you drop weight into a tree like this, it is going to take the tree and yank it this direction, which is going to shock load you and shake you and give you whiplash. How about you learn how to cause compression in the rigging system and eliminate some of the whipping that goes on? When you rig off of a neighboring tree, you're putting side load on that tree. When that weight drops in, the pull goes between the 2 points, and it's going to shock load, side load the tree, cause it to shake like crazy. So, it's not rocket science, so I don't understand why this shit happens so much, but they seen another dude do it, so they do it. Whatever. I think you should just learn proper rigging. And if you know the tree's got a bend to it, and you're worried about being whiplashed and it trying to take you out, and it hurts so bad, how about rig correct? Don't rig like a complete dork, a noob. That would be my opinion. Not only is this kind of dumb and it's going to side load the tree, often when they rig the pieces, they rig it into this damn rope, which pulls it even, like, I don't know. There's this new way of doing things that I'll never understand, because it almost takes more work to do it the stupid way than it is to do it the right way. But hey, do your thing. I think it's dumb as shit, though. We had our PSA at the beginning of this video, and this is the reason we're doing. This guy calls rigging rings O-rings, and I don't like it. I hate it every single time he does it. Call them by their damn name. They're called rigging rings. But he can't. Instead of that would be like me calling him dipshit. Like, he's got a name, but I call him dipshit. No, you wouldn't like that. You wouldn't like if I was like, what's up, dipshit? Right? Because you got a name. And it's disrespectful to do it any other way. So the guy who invented rigging rings and decided to call them rigging rings, that guy don't mean shit in your world because they're O-rings. And I don't like that. I petition right now. I want to change it even. Let's make it even worse. If we're gonna make it stupid, let's make it super stupid. Let's call them butthole rings. Okay? I want to call rigging rings butthole rings from now on. You can have dual butthole rings. You can have a butthole ring on a ultra sling. You can have retrievable butthole rings. Like this is what we're doing. It's gotten this ridiculous and embarrassing now. I want everyone, if we're gonna do this thing where we change the name and stuff, like, I feel like I want you to be embarrassed every time you say it. So I kind of need your help for that to stick. But yeah, I think we're just gonna call them that from now on. Maybe it'll catch on. What's your biggest chainsaw? My biggest saw that I own is a 066. Or you know what? I think it's a 660. I don't think it's a 066. A 660 Magnum with a 3.5 foot bar. But I don't use it a whole lot. I just used it the other day, and I'm so grateful for that saw. It just runs and runs. It doesn't get used a whole lot, but it's a beast of a saw. And I got that saw. Someone was throwing it away, and I got it running. And then one of my ground guys, I had him tighten the chain for me one time, and when he went to put the nuts back on, I don't know what, he torqued that son of a bitch down so he ripped the lug out of the casing. So I used and put a Healy coil in the saw and a new lug, and I actually had to run the lug backwards. So one of my lugs, I'll show you one day when I use the saw next time, one of my lugs is actually bigger than the other one. It like sticks out a ways, but yeah, it's my oldest, like, it's a savage, but I'm just stoked every time I pull it out and it actually works. Yeah, I would have to say that would be mine. I have a Husqvarna 2100. Sick. That's crazy that you can admit to having a Husqvarna and not be embarrassed too. That's awesome. I'm just playing. I'm a steel guy, so you're new, I think, here, so I don't want to run you off being a dickhead. Yeah. 7910, my biggest saw. That's awesome. That's sick. You should be embarrassed too, Zach. I'm just kidding, guys. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I like them all. My dad used to have this sick Dolmar. We worked for this lady one time. I was a little kid, and we were like up in downtown St. Louis, and this lady gave my dad this little Pinto car. It was bright yellow, and she gave him the car, and she gave him a chainsaw. She says, "I got this chainsaw. Do you want it?" And as we were walking over, she said it was my husband's. We were walking over, and there's this little battery powered what was that? Pulling. It was a battery powered or like an electric plug-in pulling. And we're walking over, and I'm like, oh, my dad's gonna be like, dude, what is it? Then she points at the ground, and this old man had made he had made his own chainsaw box out of wood, and inside that box was a Johnson Red with like a 5-foot bar on it. I don't even know what saw it was. I just remember being a kid and being like, that is the biggest saw in the entire world. Yeah. And the Pinto was, being a kid is awesome, because I feel like I should have been embarrassed to ride in that thing, but I was so stoked. Yeah. The good old days when I didn't have any shame. I think I'm done with yeah. I don't want to talk just talk flash it. Okay, Veterans Tree Service. This guy lost his damn mind this week. This is dead serious. Like, oh, stretch your arms out. That's for sure. Yeah, for sure. Minus 151. Yeah, Matt, you got 3.5 on her. You got a 3.5 on her. You got a 36er. So Veterans Tree Service. The video was called "No One Else Would Try This." Tree just inches from hitting home. Excuse me, did you just write 2 books? No, oh no. No, it's just 1 book. It's just 1 video. Then why's it got 2 damn titles? Man, the comment section on this video was great. I actually had to go in and almost be nice because everybody else was being too mean. So Tim just basically he rolled the dice on this and was like, this is one of the wildest uses of space. You gotta go watch the video. It's Veterans Tree Service. This was a sick video. I loved it. So in the video, he's got to follow these trees. There's no room for it. If there is, the trees are basically gonna like nick the gutter. There's that limited space. The yard is maybe, if you pray and have all luck on your side, and then high stump it is, maybe there's enough space to put it in the yard. The homie somehow puts them in the yard. So the only thing I could say would be that you could have used a neighboring tree, because he asked, how could I have done them any different? There was some green trees around there that you could have been tied into, and like taking them out in half, like to blew out some big tops out of them. But I understand not wanting to climb them. He felt confident enough to drop them, and I think it's funny when so many other guys, you can tell they wouldn't have done it. So because they don't have the confidence to do it, therefore Tim's an idiot and a dummy. And I love calling Tim an idiot and a dummy, but for some reason I don't like it when other people do. So basically all I said in the comment section was the truth, which is you got 2 titles and that's lame. And I think people were like waiting for me to go in there and like, oh, the sheriff's gonna give him the what? Nope, nah. So I was just like, all right, well, let's see. Let's see how, like, the first tree squeaked into like this little seating area right next to the house. The thing I would have been worried about was like the eruption, the shrapnel from the tree as it hits and explodes, maybe busting a window out of the house or something, because none of that's predictable. I don't care how good you are at falling trees, you don't know where the shit's gonna fly when it hits. Like, I fell a tree one time into a pile of wood, and when I fell it hit, and a little stick, well, it was a chunk of wood, and it's probably about that big around. Perfect catapult. I bet you it went 20 feet in the air. And then busted these people's table. So, like, they had their little outside seating table, and it just shattered it. Luckily, the guy was really nice, and he's like, oh, I'll just put some plywood. I'll make a top for it. And I was like, whoa. But, yeah, pure luck. I'm just glad it was, like, the table and not his windows to his house or something. But, yeah, you don't know where that's going to go. That's the only reason I say maybe you could use a neighboring tree. I don't know. It was a risky decision on the first one to not high stump it, because I feel like it would have had plenty enough room and you wouldn't have been onto the concrete area if you would have high stumped it. Anytime I'm looking to squeak something into a tight space, I'm looking to high stump it as much as I possibly can, because the higher up you go on the stump, for those who don't know, the less travel it'll have, and the shorter the actual piece is that's coming off. So if you can put a good slope onto the bottom so that it travels off of it and doesn't stay up there, if you can get it to stay up there, it'll even have less travel and it'll nosedive. So you could even gain that area in distance. But he doesn't high stump it, he cuts it low, and basically I feel like he was just, I don't even know how you didn't screw up. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't see how it went good, and didn't, nothing got messed up. The homeowner comes outside like this. You have to watch it to understand. So the first one, I don't understand how that worked. You can't. This is reckless activity. This dangerous. Stop banging wedges on rotten, dead trees. For God's sake, stop doing that. Even running the chainsaw on them is enough to vibrate a section loose and get hit in the head. I don't understand the banging the wedges thing, but some guys, that's what they do. They bang wedges. I don't like it. On the first tree, or was that the first? I think it was the first one, or no, it was the second one. Was it on one of the trees? Little Snatch tried to catch it. He tried to catch the tree. You have to watch it. He's like tried to catch it, which means he almost got hit by it. And good thing he's like not a little guy. I feel like he could have caught it and maybe saved it, but it was so close to him, and that's not good. The second tree that he cuts, he high stumps that one. Thank God he did high stump it, because that one would have went through the fence. And as he's cutting it, I'm like, dude, just high stump it and save yourself some. And all of a sudden, he moves his saw up. And he's like, I think I'm going to high stump this one. I'll go even higher. And I like exhale. I'm like, hell yeah, thank God. Was it? Yeah, it was the first one. Yeah, I don't, like, his big ass is crazy. I legit feel like he was trying to catch it. So I raced the tree one time. I have a video where I raced one. This big, massive, dead ash tree. And I had to go all the way around to stay out of the drop zone. And I think I beat it. But it was very close. So, the second tree, high stumps it and gets the fence with the shrapnel. I don't know how bad the fence was before he fell his tree, but I will say that it needs to be thrown away now. It's like the loose tooth there. It's just the whole fence is all shaky. Maybe it was that way before he fell his tree, but you know, I don't know that. He didn't show me the fence, but the fence looked like shit after he fell his tree. Could have looked like shit before that, maybe. I don't really know, but whatever. So then he says, these next trees can't go this way. And he points back the opposite direction. And I'm like, okay, why? He answers that. He says, because they'll reach houses back there. And I'm like, okay, so he can't go that way because they'll hit a house. Well, 10 fucking minutes later, all of a sudden it's okay to take it that way and there's no houses. Did the houses disappear? Did someone move the houses? Because legit, a couple minutes later, he's like talking to the neighbor, and the neighbor's like, yeah, you can do all the stuff back here. It's just brush and stumps, and he's like, I moved the houses. No, he didn't move that. There was no, where did the houses go? I don't like, were you lying to me? Were you trying to lie to me? I feel like you're trying to lie to me. So, watch the video, watch him, he points, he says, this way, there's houses, I can't go that way. Then, legit, 2 scenes later, he's like, I'm about to take him this way. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like you were lying to me. But, whatever. Maybe someone did move. Maybe they were mobile homes. Maybe they were mobile homes. Maybe they can just drive away. I don't know. I don't feel like they were. But, is what it is. Oh, as he's falling these trees, there's a little kid that screams timber. Adorable. I don't like being like a softie, but I'm a girl dad, and little girls can do no wrong in my eyes. Ever. I'm a sucker. And like, there's these 2 girls in my town, little girls, that they're so smart. They run a lemonade stand next to what is the name of the place? Licks frozen custard, and probably the best frozen custard I've ever had in my life. But they run one next to it, and they get me every time. I'll just go up and like take one and give them a 5 or a 10. I've watched guys go up there and give them a 20. Like, they make out like fat cats, and I dig it. It's so rare to see anyone, especially kids, put their phone down and go outside and do something, especially something productive, profitable, and social. It's like the opposite of kids nowadays. So yeah, they make out like fat cats, and like I said, I'm a sucker for little girls. They can do no wrong. Little boys, they're shitheads. That's straight facts. I was a little boy, I was a shithead. That's just facts. But the little girl screaming timber, that was sick. Then the star shows up, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I watched a lot of veteran tree service videos. A lot of them. Like, actually, I don't even want to admit how many I've watched. It's a little embarrassing. I've watched a lot. My favorite character all of a sudden showed up out of nowhere. And I was like, this may be the best video. Like, at first, I was like, Tim's okay, but then I realized how he's kind of a dork, and he's not as cool as I thought. So then I'm like, a little Snatch, that guy's awesome. And so, like, a little Snatch. But when Karen showed up here in this video, I'm sold. I like a crazy bitch, okay? Karen is crazy as fuck, and she is next door, and there's just woods. They're working on in this backyard, and it's just a wood line, there's some woods behind them, and this satanic, evil voice erupts over the forest that says, I hope you aren't cutting any trees on my property. Oh, whoa, what was that? And Karen lives on the other side of these trees, and she came out with her god-awful sounding voice, which I dig. I like it. And basically punked Tim out. And Lil Snatch and Tim, okay? Punked them both out. They turned into little girls. And they're like, yes, ma'am, we promise we won't. And I'm like, you guys are lame. You should have told us, hey, shut your mouth. That's what I said to her. I said, Karen, shut your mouth. Sit over there and shut up. Then I probably would have got beat up. Or we would have started dating. One of the two. But I think Karen was awesome. I liked when she showed up. Right before she showed up, Tim broke his axe handle. I don't know why he would do something like that. And you know what? I think maybe it was Little Snatch. Little Snatch broke it. And yeah, I got an idea. So your axe handle is broke. You try to fix it with some duct tape. That's lame. What you should do, and I want Billy, I got your back. We're brothers. Okay? So you should go to buckandbillyray.com and order the Sheriff axe handle. Now, that's a collab that me and you know, Buckin are doing together, and it's basically a 60-40 split where I get 60%. I'm still waiting on my money, but I get 60%, he gets 40%, and I let him use the sheriff name. So he sells an axe handle. There's a deputy and there's a sheriff. The deputy, that money goes to my deputies. Like, they get the 60-40 and they split it between the 10 of them, the 10 or 11 or something. So, but I get all the monies, basically. So you should get a sheriff handle and tell Buckin that, like, I sent you. You'll probably get a discount. Yeah, when you fix your axe, that'd be cool. So, I just want to say that you guys are all sissies. Karen pumped you out. You should be embarrassed. She legit leaned into the woods, Blair Witch style, and was like, told you guys what for, and you guys tucked your tails, and was like, yes, ma'am, we'll do whatever you say, ma'am. I'd have said, you shut your mouth, lady. She sounded annoying. I loved it. Her voice was like fingerboard, like fingernails on a chalkboard. It was amazing. So, I hope she's in your next video. I hope she follows you around, actually. That would be sick. That's content. On the last video, or the last tree that he fell on this video, he's like thinking about Karen. He cuts the tree and he's like, I don't know what he's doing. He's like thinking about Karen's sexy voice, and it'll make the hair on your neck stand up. That's how it's like it's amazing. But he stays by the stump because he's daydreaming about Karen, because you can hear the voice and you can picture what she looks like. I'm betting she's wearing a muumuu, which is just that's quality shit. She's over there in house shoes and a muumuu, and like he's daydreaming about her, and the tree's falling, and he just stays at the stump and almost gets hit by the top of the tree because the trees are dead, and he's pushing it through limbs. So like the tree goes over and it breaks in half, and the top comes back and lands right in front of the stump. Get away. Like, stop daydreaming. You're gonna get hurt. Don't do that. Alright. So then he puts out another video. He tried to sneak a video in. This is it right here. He tried to sneak a video in on me right before this. I gotta hurry because I gotta go watch the fights. But he tried to sneak this video in right before this live feed, and I'm like, So this video was called Dead Tree Removal / No Drop Zone / 60-foot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is this a box set? Is this a box set of videos? Is that what this is? It's like the whole, like, you know what I mean. Why is there 3 titles? I don't, like, if they're all that in each, there's 2 words on each one. You didn't even have, you could make this into a title. This is no effort right here. Okay? Then I think, I don't know this for a fact, but I think this guy was using, he was using a damn battery-powered saw. Okay, we've established already those are for the girls. That's female stuff, and you shouldn't use those. You should use a real a boy chainsaw. But he's using a girl chainsaw, and it's rainbow colored. It's rainbow. I think it's rainbow colored. And I think it's like, I think it's a collab between him and this girl saw brand. They did a collab together, and they didn't even ask him. They said, we're going to do a collab with you. What? And they said, you know what? We got it taken care of. We know what you want. And then they made it rainbow colored. And Christopher, why? Why are you so insecure? Dude, a closeted druggie. You have to be. Why you say that? And why the fuck do you have two first names? That's illegal anyway. You can't have two first names, weirdo. Christopher Michael. That's weird. That's weird. And you have to be like a closeted druggie or something to be saying silly shit like that, where you jump onto someone's live feed that you don't know, and you're like, look how insecure I am. I'm going to start making up lies and say weird shit. Like, I don't know. I hope, Christopher, I hope it really made you feel good. That's weird. It's either that you're super insecure when you see a like maybe a man that doesn't act like a female. It makes you feel insecure, so you're like, you do drugs. Or the more likely thing, it's you're a fat slobby bastard that's sitting around with your thumb up your ass and your pants unzipped, eating chips and scrolling the internet, being like, I can say what I want and there's no repercussions. I love the internet. And in the middle of doing all that, you're spitting food out, and it's disgusting. You're just weird. I'm embarrassed that you're even here. I'm embarrassed that the best part of you ran down your mama's leg. Let's just say that. Okay. So, he's using a rainbow-colored chainsaw, Christopher. I'm only talking to Christopher now because he needs a friend. Someone needs to love him. He's just, poor guy. At one point, Tim says that he is so, what did he use? What was the word he used? No, what did he call us? Oh, Timmy Too Smooth. That's what it was. He said his name, he's going to call himself Timmy Too Smooth. And with that chainsaw, I think you have to be called Timmy Too Sus. Okay? It's either that or you can call yourself Tim Burr. Like, I would go with the second one, but the Timmy Too Sus is more appropriate. The word that you were thinking of when you were talking about your rope and asking people when do you get rid of your rope, the word that you were thinking was glaze. Okay, that's funny that you couldn't think of the word glaze because you had just right before that glazed the hell out of August about how you love him and you want to play kissy face with him and you guys could put your boots together and hold stuff. And that's awesome. I mean, you have the right to do that. It's a different world these days. And I can't tell you that you don't have a right to love another man. But it's different. I don't know. I don't know. And also, you're with the straps, you're tugging it too much. I think you could, it's just inappropriate behavior. It's crude, inappropriate behavior, basically. To just be tugging on your strap like that on the internet, just blatantly. And you're going to get put on a list. And you're going to have to, like, register and all kinds of stuff. I wouldn't do that. You don't have to tug it that much. But, hey, to each their own. It's yours. You can do what you want with it. Can you imagine the nasty shit Christopher does? So, yeah, hey, it's okay. I guess tugging it 5 times is better than what Christopher does. So, okay, where was we at? Somehow, how in the hell did you find hardwood when you were in the top of a softwood? I think it was because you had that rainbow-colored chainsaw. At one point, Homeboy says he found some hardwood at the top of a softwood tree. And I, like, turned away because I thought I was going to see something I didn't want to see. And I was like, this video has taken a left turn. And I don't like any of this. But yeah, that's what, I mean, that was the video. I think he cut some trees in the video. I think he cried. He was, oh, sorry, I remember this. And hopefully you're a little less sensitive. I doubt it. You're probably more sensitive than Jacob, guilty of treason. But the facts are that you were crying tears. Crying crybaby tears, okay? About being hot. And where do you live in Washington? And you were like, it's so hot. And no one ever has ever said that, because it's not hot. It's just not hot. Or it's not hot. So suck it up. I don't know, man. I don't know about that hardwood, and I think at best it was probably like 78 degrees. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Right? It's okay. It's like the house thing where you were like, I can't put the trees there, and then all of a sudden you put the trees there. I know the story, for the sake of the story, you never here's the fact. You never let a good lie, like a lie, ruin a good story. So if you've got to tell a story, you got to embellish. It's 78 degrees with a cool breeze and partly cloudy. See, it's already changed. I told you guys. I knew this. I knew all this. But yeah, when do you throw your rigging rope away? He asked. I don't know. I got one I've been using for about a decade now. So never, maybe. Depends on it. When I cut it, and it's like it was 150-foot rope, and then like I just keep using it, and then all of a sudden, like it was 150-foot rope, and then now it's like 10. Then you don't throw it away. You just take it inside and tie knots with it, and do stuff with it. I can't throw that stuff away. I think it's good forever. I don't know. I don't know how to climb. I just watch people on YouTube, and I don't know. I'm sick of this. Actually, I hate this. I hate all of this. This is all boring. I want to go watch the UFC fights. This was a mistake. GP ran off and let that guy call me names and isn't even here no more. I don't know what he's doing. He just like left me. Must have got a phone call or like a call over the radio. Maybe there's a crime happening. That really, Christopher? That's not nice. Don't do that. And get a last name. Get a last name. You got 2 first names. That's weirdo activity. You can't have 2 first names. Just like there's just rules to life. For God's sake, people learn the rules. I'm sick of all of this. This is all dumb. I'm bored to death. This was fun for like 2 seconds, and the rest of this video has been miserable. I didn't like any of it. You guys need to fix this shit that's wrong and get it right. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time, maybe. Bye. Screw you, Christopher. Jerk.